insane. That's ridiculous. So anyone who's been subbing this month, big love from both me and Zombie Grub. But we are getting into a brand new best of 5 series. This time it's ZBT. Spawning in the bottom left side of the map, playing for Root Gaming, it's going to be the blue Zerg player, Hydra.
And top right as the red Terran, he's Drunkenboi.
Now I think without a doubt, everyone's probably going to be betting their Pertus on Hydra and saying Hydra's going to win this, no problem, walk over, easy, easy. But the thing about Drunkenboi that I do enjoy is that he is a little unconventional sometimes. Now maybe he actually goes down here 0-3 in a blaze of very insignificant glory, just doing standard Terran builds. But this guy's always been a little bit more aggressive when others haven't been. He likes to use Hellions. He used to love mech. I don't know if he's got anything special up his sleeve planned for Hydra, but I would say of all the 4 players in the group, Drunkenboi's the one that I would list as like kind of the wild card player.
Almost like a drunken master?
Not quite, but yeah, along those lines.
I don't know. Hydra is pretty... He's not only just like a really good player in general. Since moving to America, actually, what would have been a while ago now, his English has gotten so great, and he's just been, of course, playing and, I guess, being taught sometimes by cats. His ability to adapt to new situations has also greatly increased since the structure of a Kespa team that he used to be on, CJ Entis. And, you know, being Zerg, of course, you're always supposed to be reactionary, but it's just taken new levels. He can do weird stuff. He knows about weird stuff more often now, too, playing on the ladder.
There's 2 amazing things that Hydra did during the qualifiers that really stood out to me. And one was the hatchery block on Arena to stop the proxy.
Yeah.
The other was on Dusk Towers when he used the Changelings to block out, I think it was Huck's, actually, Immortals in one of those qualifiers. Maybe it wasn't Huck, but he used Changelings to block out Immortals from moving. So it just... Hydra, to me, is not only is he a good, very solid player, as you would expect a Korean to be, but under the, I guess you would say, tutelage of Cat, perhaps has been able to think outside the box a little bit more than most.
Yeah, he's certainly, I don't know if he's making his own builds, but he's certainly been able to, I guess, do weird things because of, well, the place that he's in. We'll see, though, what happens with Drunkenboi. As we've been stating and alluding to, it's really kind of up to him to impress us and beat Hydra, more so than it is about Hydra beating Drunkenboi.
Right, yeah. Of course, I actually do believe Drunkenboi versus Masa. If this did go 3-0, right, and sends Drunkenboi to the losers bracket, I actually think Drunkenboi would have not a bad chance against Masa either. He's one of the few Canadians I haven't actually seen fight against Masa, because usually Masa's too busy knocking out Scarlet and Huck and everyone else.
Yeah. The Roach Ravager opener here from Hydra felt like a little bit like it was just in case that Drunkenboi did some type of Mass Reaper opener. As he is just going back into droning. But since it's only 1 Reaper and you got the units anyways, going across the map is not going to have the same effect as it did, you know, versus 7 Reapers, where they just start throwing grenades and at the very least buy a lot of time. You actually will be able to go across the map. You will be able to maybe cut down a supply depot. His Overlord is in position to start hitting them with Corrosive Bios. And yeah. Drunkenboi, he realizes this now, goes for the Overlord and will lose these 2 Marines probably, but if he gets the Overlord, it'd be worth it.
Yeah, then there wouldn't be high ground vision and it won't be an issue. Quick shout out to Penguin in chat, by the way. I saw him write a tweet saying, "Man, I sure do like Ting commercials." Trying to suck up for that invite spot, I see.
Yeah, right? Suck up.
Does
He's winning the
Ravagers. Yeah, he is winning.
So.
Yeah, it's like 50% in favor of him or something too. I wouldn't mind if that group was all ZVZ if we had some good players in it, like Penguin and such, though, so that could be fun. Anyways, this attack is kind of problematic. Not only did the bunker not finish, SCV gets sniped once again, the problem remains that, I mean, for Hydra, this still doesn't, it's a wall off. Like, you still can't get up to the main base. So this is doing some annoying damage for certain, but it's not dangerous for Drunkenboi just yet.
More damage than really what you would think from this many units, so.
I do like that he's left the tank unsieged for this as well. Tanks unsieged have some pretty good damage, but the sieging of it will make it, I guess, susceptible to the Ravager fire. But I love this, like, not an overreaction out of him. He still goes for Banshees, he still goes for Cloak, 3rd CC starts up immediately. There wasn't panic for this. And I think he quickly identified that Hydra was not super all in with this tactic.
Right, yeah. He saw the drone trying to take the 3rd base. That's what took his Reaper so long to actually get back to throw a couple of grenades on those Ravagers, so.
Oh, what? These like alive spore crawlers.
Yeah, well, I think it's because he wasn't sure if it was going to be Banshees or the Banshee tap the Ravager. Actually, wasn't. No, he saw the tech lab. Okay, so I guess they are just like alive spore crawlers. Maybe if there's like a follow-up of a Liberator, that'd be good too. But he's gonna have a lair in like 20 seconds here, so we'd have an Overseer anyways. That Reaper gets denied in the face. Tried to jump up.
Does take out the Ravager though. Really nicely done. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Cloak's still not done is the problem, so we can't really fight this out, and there's no reason to try and fight it out. Maybe just go back home to repair. Hathro in chat, though, saying he would subscribe to the channel if it only supported Zombrio. Well, how about you put your money where your mouth is, dude, and just donate to it? There's a button down below where she will be the only one who receives money.
That's a good point. Thanks for that.
Just saying.
Also, you're rude.
Excuse me, I'm the one who's supposed to be getting salty about this, not you. How dare you steal my salt?
I had some salted caramel, like, you know, milkshake, so I'm all salty today.
How weird would that be if that was literally like a bad case of the you are what you eat?
Oh, I eat way too much salt, or you eat way too much salt then.
Yeah, I have too much
What am
sodium
I talking
every
about?
single day. Like, that's the case.
What makes you rowdy and fight people?
Beer.
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, okay. We do have Spire and Banelings and Zerglings alike all coming out of Hydra. Not to say that this is a bad choice, but I would like to note once again his building placements are a little bit strange. Nothing crazy, of course, but that Spire, as funny as it is actually susceptible to if two Banshees came in and wanted to focus it down.
Yeah, tries to be hidden, ends up getting killed. It's also going to be immediately gets focus fired if the drops go there, and the drops usually do go to the natural orbital.
It's like bad luck Brian levels of building placement. If that were
Yeah.
the case. Luckily, it's not. The Banshees are hovering around the right side of the map. Now, with the Spire, of course, coming out, that does mean the Banshees have such a limited time to get anything done because they're so easily picked off by Mutalisks.
Yeah. Drunkenboi, I don't think he's really seen that the transfer of tech yet, unfortunately. So besides being able to kill the Spire, you also have to actually just scout the Spire, or even the Baneling Nest, and you would know that they're actually not going for Roaches and Ravagers. Now, it's not as big of a deal as it was in Heart of the Swarm when you wanted tanks against Roach Hydra, but not really against Mutilating Bling. In Legacy of the Void, you can play all different ways actually, which is nice about it, but
Oh,
to at least
surprise.
mentally prepare. There you go. The Banshee's going to die. He has one missile turret, just the cautionary one, I suppose. He'll probably want to get at least 2 more in his mineral lines.
He does have stim, so maybe it's not going to be the biggest priority. I agree, get them down, but the Mutalisk counter is not going to be so scary. This is some very nice looking depot walling, but it also makes it require more buildings, so what the fuck are you doing, Drunkenboi?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one.
Like, this is for someone with OCD, this is great. For someone who's trying to wall off their base, it's not. They should have actually closed the base. Regardless, the Mutalisks do get over here, and they are going to be a little annoying. As said, there's a lot of Marines, but rather than respond to this, he says, you know what, this isn't going to do that much damage to me. I bet you if I hit right now, I could get some damage into him. So he's not too wrong in this, as the Banelings are only just coming in, but there's going to be plenty of Banelings, and they do have speed.
Yeah. Drunkenboi's army supply is quite good, though. This is a bit of a scary push. It's going to have to start off with creep, unfortunately, as he does have to clean this up.
The tanks snipe the Banelings, especially. This will be good for him.
Yeah, in fact, he can move up closer and closer as he kills 2 more creep tumors. He can start hammering away at that hatchery and force Hydra to take the engagement.
I like this, segmenting 1 or 2 units off at a time to try and bait the tank shots. Marines on the backside are kiting, but not splitting. Ooh, however, do take a good fight. Now the Banelings are gone, and the Marines can absolutely push through this. The Mutalisks cannot take on this many 1/1 buyout units. One of the tanks living is also fairly important to this as well. Now the drop heading off to the left side of the map. If Drunkenboi can either distract or buy time, he could hit on the right, but he is, in fact, going to back away instead.
Probably a safer move, but he also could have potentially stayed around. Combat Chills wasn't done, and that wasn't something he was going to be near 2-2, so maybe that scared him. Hydra now has time to breathe, get all of his gases back up, and maybe get a 5th, though it looks like he's just going to be looking for maybe taking a fight outside of creep. All of his army is moving over to the left for whatever reason. Maybe it's all the drop, not sure. He's going with an Infestation Pit, so that is, of course, the natural next step, is getting up to Hive, going for those Ultras. But his entire army moved out of position for this drop. That's never ideal. And he didn't even get it.
Well, hopefully it's just not letting these Marines, though, because they're certainly not going to escape with the medevac. Just going to give it all away for free.
But it moved the entire army away, and the Muta is now lagging behind too. It can be quite important at trying to deal with the medevacs and the tanks. Why is that medevac full? Why?
Drunkenboi, this is not a stream, and Hydra's not a pretty girl. Stop donating. Oh my god. Okay, so he actually does get this off to the main. I'm surprised. This queen could have, should have, would have intercepted and killed. Now these Marines are going to get some very serious damage done and probably draw some attention back home as well. Medevac's still going to go down. God damn it. Worst drops of all time, 2016. But either way, still not bad. Now, if he was using this to distract and started pushing on this side, that would have been fantastic. With scanning ahead, he sees a lot of banelings, and he wants those to come to his tanks, not the other way around. But little does he know, they are coming to his tanks just from the north, not from the south. A lot of banelings, a lot of zerglings, everything going to crash in here, and Drunkenboi's about to lose everything he has on the ground. Oh, reinforcements also coming in, but there's not going to be any saving those whatsoever. Liberators being used to try and pick off some of the mutilates to get some damage done. Splits are not bad off of creep, but that's still just so much more supply out of Hydra. 116 over 50, and he's overrun Drunkenboi.
He's overwhelmed with primarily lings, and that is a very good recognition of what was happening, I guess, from Hydra. The reason that he lost that first fight was because it was mostly banelings. These mass lings with good upgrades.
GG.
GG.